Arsenal play Tottenham tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you exactly why in this video. I'm now so confident that Arsenal do go on and win this game. There's areas of the pitch that Arsenal fans are concerned about, but after doing the research, after looking at the detail, I'm going to tell you exactly why Arsenal are actually at an advantage in these areas of the pitch. I want to get your guys' thoughts on it, but very quickly before we get into it, just do me a favour, if you could. Just hit like on this video. So like I said, I'm going to tell you why I am so confident. But first of all, I just want to hear your score predictions. Before I go any further, quickly in the comment section, let me know what is your score prediction. I'm going to give you mine in 2 minutes. But first of all, let me tell you one area of the pitch that I think Arsenal can really damage Tottenham. Like, we can really pinpoint it and see, like, I can see a gap where Arsenal can really exploit Tottenham. The second one might even be even more important. But first of all, I'm going to talk about their right back. If you ask Tottenham, like, what players get into this Arsenal team, they probably pinpoint Porro, but there's weaknesses in his game that Arsenal can actually, like, exploit. And after doing the research, like I said, like, he's so good at getting forward. But the fact that he gets forward leaves such a massive gap in behind. And that's why, for this reason, I've actually changed my mind on who I go with in this position. Pedro Porro, in terms of defenders, has the highest average position in the whole league. What that means is he's getting the ball and he's always very, very high. We know Tottenham like to play a high line, but Pedro Porro is at the very top of that. So what does that mean? Not only do you need a guy on the left wing who's very good defensively, you need a guy who can exploit the space when we're going forward. You need a guy who in transition is very, very quick. That kind of lessens the options to two. I think Trossard in this game wouldn't benefit playing on that left-hand side because we're going to have to work defensively, but there's also going to be areas in behind that we can exploit. So you've got two reasons. You've got Martinelli or you've got Sterling. So many people are saying start Sterling, but for me on that left-hand side, I actually go for Gabriel Martinelli. I know he kind of seems like a forgotten man at the minute, but I think the way he plays, like, no matter what you think of Gabriel Martinelli going forward this season, you can't deny that defensively he does offer Arsenal so much. So when Pedro Porro gets the ball and he's bombing down that right-hand side, you need someone to help whoever the left-back will be, especially if it's Timber, especially if Timber's going to be inverting. Tottenham win the ball high up more than any other team in the Premier League. They're the best at winning the ball in those high up areas. So for me, that leaves two areas of this pitch that Arsenal can really exploit that. Like I said, their left winger needs to be tracking, but also the two centre mids. Like, the discussion all week has been who plays centre mid. Do we go for attacking options? But like, I understand now why we need to play Partey and Jorginho. As a pair, for most games, they probably don't work. But bear in mind, like I said, Tottenham, they're the best in the league at winning the ball high. So what do you want? You want a double pivot above the back four to kind of have extra bodies in those pitches. So when you do win the ball back off Tottenham and they're high up the pitch, you've got not only bodies behind the ball, but it allows your forward players to stay forward slightly more because you've got the two CDMs. So you don't need to drop every single player. The number 10 can stay up there. If you play two number 6s, a number 10, wingers and a striker, like, you're very defensively solid, especially with Calafiori dipping into the middle of the park as well. Now, if it was up to me, I would actually start Calafiori in this game just for that defensive solidity that he offers. Like I said, on that left-hand side where Pedro Porro will be bombing down the right-hand side, linking up with probably Kulusevski, who we know at times can be a tricky winger. Like, he's good at beating his man. So we need to have defensive solidity. So for me, I probably go Martinelli in that left wing position to not only help defensively, but when we do transition and we're trying to get the ball forward, Martinelli is there. We know the pace he carries. If you have Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, and then that leaves you kind of with a question, who do you want to play in the 10? Do you want Sterling for his pace? Do you want Havertz for his legs? And that is the where I kind of need help. Like I said, I've already asked you guys for who you would play as your two CDMs, and you guys have responded. But who do you play in that number 10 position? Do you play Havertz? The guy who, if we're being honest, is Arsenal's most prolific player at the minute. He's always scoring. So do you drop Havertz from striker to fill into that number 10 position? Because then it leaves you asking who plays up top. Is that then a position for you to play Trossard in? Trossard is a fantastic player. He didn't play well in the last game when he started, so maybe that's a chance to drop Trossard to the bench and go with either Sterling or Gabriel Jesus as a striker. Sterling in that false 9 position would offer Arsenal something different because it's something we haven't had the option to use yet. Will Mikel Arteta use that as an option? I guess the only other thing you could do is leave Havertz up top, and then you've got Sterling, Nwaneri, or Jesus, or Trossard in that number 10 position. That's why I'm so excited to see what Mikel Arteta does. Because, like I said, there's areas in this pitch that Arsenal can exploit Tottenham. I'm looking at that turnover of ball. Like I said, Tottenham, their press is fierce. They win the ball high up. So when they win the ball high up, you want your two defensive midfielders. You want Jorginho, you want Partey. And we know the balls that them two can play. They are so good at finding those cutting through balls. So I think those two, if they do lack legs, they might need to be deeper at times anyway, because they're not going to have the pace to keep up with some of the Tottenham runners. And then when we win the ball back off Tottenham are going to be committed forward. Because we've got the two centre defensive midfielders, it allows our forward players to be further forward, and then Jorginho can find that pass. Partey can find that pass, and it's something we saw for so much of last season. We know they have that in their locker. And then if you've got the pace of Martinelli on the counter, you got the pace of Saka or Sterling or Havertz. No matter what it is, Havertz can hold the ball up and then bring the two wingers into play. That's the way that I see this game. I think Arsenal can utilise those areas of the pitch. Playing the double pivot in this game for me would be a masterstroke for the reasons I've laid out. Look, I'm not the coach, of course. Arteta's going to have his own ideas. But that doesn't mean we can't discuss what we would do. And after looking into Tottenham, looking how they play, looking how far Pedro Porro plays forward, looking how high up the pitch Tottenham win those balls back, I think if we play, like I said, Martinelli, I don't know what Sterling's like defensively because I don't watch him every game. I'm seeing many people in their videos saying Sterling is so good defensively. So if he can do what Martinelli does defensively and he offers that outlet going forward as well, then play him. But like someone rightly mentioned in the comment section, what does that do to the confidence of Gabriel Martinelli? You're bringing in basically a winger that you didn't necessarily want as your first choice, and his first game he's available, he's playing ahead of you. Does that affect Gabriel Martinelli's confidence? Let me know. Does it make him think, I'm not really rated by this manager, like he's putting someone in ahead of me? Or does it put a rocket up him? Does it make him think, I really need to work for my place now because I've got someone new in this team coming in and he's just taking my position straight off me? Like I said, I think the lineup will be this. Let me know your lineup in the comment section. I really want to know because, like I said, there's so many variations. Mikel Arteta's teams are usually so easy to predict, but when we've got this much people out, it's very difficult to pick the team. There's rumours out there, conspiracies out there that Martin Odegaard might even be available for this game. How crazy would that be after seeing him on crutches? Could that be a masterstroke by Mikel Arteta? He was asked in his press conference, and he was kind of coy around the answer. He always is. He never wants to let the opposition team know if players are available or not. And he kind of said, is there a possibility for Martin Odegaard to be available for this game? And all he said is, I don't know, there's still 48 hours. We'll have to see. He really wants to play. Is he just saying that so Ange Postecoglou can kind of figure his team out around the fact that he knows Odegaard's going to be missing? If Odegaard said he's definitely missing, he can probably second guess who Arteta's going to play there and it gives him more time to prepare. Or will Odegaard actually be available for this game? I would be shocked, pleasantly shocked. But it would be crazy if Odegaard's available for this game. But if not, I think we probably have to plan for the fact that it might be Nwaneri in there. Is he ready? Is it going to be Sterling or Trossard or Havertz? There's so many options. Let me know. I would go David Raya, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel. I would go Calafiori if he's available. But the injury thing, we're not sure. So it may be Timber. And then you've got Jorginho and Partey in that double pivot. And then you can have fun with the number 10. I would keep Havertz up top, so I would probably go... Look, my opinion on this changes every single day, but as I'm feeling right now, with that double pivot behind the number 10, I would go for Ethen Nwaneri. Stick him in there. The defensive responsibility won't be as high in this game if you've got that double pivot. Of course, he's still going to have to drop back, but his technicality on the ball means when Jorginho or Partey win that ball back, Ethen Nwaneri will be in space to carry on that Arsenal attack. So I would go Ethen Nwaneri. Then I would go Saka on the right, Havertz up front. And then again, you've got another question on that left wing. Do you go Sterling? Do you go Martinelli? Look, if Sterling can do the defensive work that Martinelli can do, I would go with Sterling on that left wing. I don't know between Martinelli and Sterling. Like I said, I don't go Trossard in this game simply for the fact that the left winger is going to have to be doing so much defensive work, and he probably lacks pace, he lacks a bit of physicality. He makes up for it further up the pitch, but to start the game, I go with Martinelli or Sterling. After the reasons I've laid out, let me know who you would go for in that position. Very quickly on the rest of the title race, Man City have Brentford. You would imagine that's a 3 points, and Liverpool have Forest. So Arsenal really need to win this game. And like I said, there's more than enough reasons to be excited and optimistic about this game that Arsenal can go there and get a result. Yes, it's a difficult ground, but we beat them there last season. And to be honest, Tottenham have been hit and miss this season. Like, look how they played in their last couple of games. One game they seemed fairly good. One game they was okay. And one game they was terrible. So what Tottenham are we going to get? You have to expect they're going to raise their level because they're playing Arsenal. This is the biggest game in their fixture. This is their Champions League final. Tottenham don't have anything else to celebrate around their club. Their only win they can get in terms of high achievements is having the ability to beat Arsenal. They're not in with a shout of anything else. Tottenham's biggest game of the season is Arsenal. Arsenal have got bigger fish to fry. We got Premier League titles to win. We got Champions League titles to win. But Tottenham are going to be up for this. You can't, form does go out the window in a game like this. But I think Arsenal are going to win the game. In terms of a score prediction, I'm going to go with a 2-1 Arsenal win. I still think Tottenham might get that goal. I don't know. Let me know your guys' score predictions in the comment section. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Before you go, like I said, if you could just do me a favour, hit like on this video. Just like it and subscribe. And I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.